Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. We got some big news to discuss on today's show as Jeremy Fowler went on SportsCenter and dropped a pretty big bomb that we're going to react to and talk about and break down and what that might mean for the future of the Baltimore Ravens. Quarterback one, of course, I'm talking Lamar Jackson. Before we get into that, though, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're going to bring it back to the June AFC North sub-battle because it's closer than it's been all month long. We're over halfway through the month of June. We cannot be waiting around anymore. We need to pass Steelers talk, and we need to do it today. Help me out. Hit that sub button. It's free. It locks us in. Helps prove everybody here at Chat Sports. The Baltimore Ravens run the AFC North. One of ESPN's lead NFL insiders, Jeremy Fowler, went on SportsCenter and dropped some pretty big news for the Baltimore Ravens, and it has to do with Lamar Jackson and his contract extension. This is what Fowler had to say. The sense here around the league is that Baltimore could follow the blueprint that Buffalo put together back in March when they extended Josh Allen, even though he had multiple years left on his contract. The feeling is, get ahead of that huge quarterback market money in 3 or 4 years from now. Just pay your guy now, and he's got multiple years left on his current deal. And let's be real. Let's be honest. I've been pounding the table for this for a very, very long time. Like since the end of the offseason, or excuse me, the end of the season, beginning of the offseason. If you look back, and if you look at my perfect offseason video that I did the day after, or 2 days after the loss to the Buffalo Bills, one of my 5 things I need Baltimore to do was extend Lamar Jackson, okay? And now they've got the perfect blueprint for it. This extension came down for Josh Allen sometime around in March, 6 years, $330 million, $55 million average, $250 million guaranteed. Now, that is a little bit of a step back from Dak Prescott, who at the beginning of last season got $60 million average, but he got less guaranteed money. And I think that's the way that contracts are going now, right? Josh Allen proved that, and hopefully Lamar Jackson does as well. I imagine it being very similar, maybe the exact same average, a little bit more on the guaranteed, maybe $1 million or $2 million more on the average. I don't know. I just know that Buffalo gave you exactly what you need it to look like. So reason number 1 to extend Lamar Jackson, to make this happen as soon as you can. He's the best quarterback in the National Football League. I truly, truly believe that. What he was able to do last season proved every bit of that for me. I didn't need to see anything different. 66.7% completion percentage, 4,172 yards, 41 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, and almost 1,000 yards on the ground. This dude was unbelievable. It was his best year yet, and it was one of the best years for a quarterback in NFL history. The first quarterback of all time to throw for 4,000 yards or more and rush for 900 yards or more. Career highs in yards, touchdowns, yards per attempt, and passer rating. Career low in interceptions with 4, and a 12-5 record, and the champions of the AFC North. And I could hear you from the other side of your phone, tablet, computer, TV screen, wherever you're watching me from. I hear you saying, Joey, none of that matters because he didn't win the Super Bowl. And I get that, but I don't want you to write him off just yet. Just because somebody hasn't done something doesn't mean somebody can do something. Doesn't mean somebody will not do something, okay? It's always can't until they do. John Elway, 15 seasons before winning a Super Bowl. Steve Young, 10 seasons. Peyton Manning and Drew Brees, 9 seasons each. Aaron Rodgers, 6. Sure, that's less than Lamar Jackson has already played, but many people look at Aaron Rodgers as the second best quarterback to ever play this game. All 5 of those guys are or will be Hall of Famers. And it took 4 out of them, Brees, Manning, Young, and Elway, longer to win a Super Bowl than Lamar Jackson has been playing in the National Football League. I want you guys to be honest with me. Do you think Lamar will ever win a Super Bowl? Be candid. Be for real. Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. I think he will. And I think he will for the Baltimore Ravens, but you let me know your thoughts. Reason number 2, other than the fact that he's the best quarterback in the National Football League, if you needed another reason, the other one is this. It's much better for Baltimore financially, which seems surprising, right? How can extending a guy, as I almost ripped my neck off stepping on my mic cord, how can extending a guy for almost $55 million a year be better financially? Well, if you look at his cap hits for 2025, 2026, and 2027, they are astronomical, combining to almost $200 million over the next 3 seasons. And if you extend him, what you save is $15 million on the cap this year, $40 million on the cap next year, and $40.5 million on the cap the year after that. So extending him now saves almost $100 million in salary cap. You know what that could be used for? Surrounding him with even more talent than he's already got. Surrounding this team with even more talent than it already has. They're currently sitting at $20.95 million in cap space, 19th best in the NFL. That's fine. It's not bad. It's better than where they've been for the majority of the offseason. It's still not as high as I'd like them to be, but you would like a little bit more money, right? Because Lamar Jackson's extension, that's one that adds to your cap space. But he's not the only one that does, right? If you extend Odafe Oweh, if you extend Mark Andrews, both of those guys add to that cap space. But also there's a lot of guys that are on those rookie deals like Travis Jones, like a Kyle Hamilton, like a Tyler Linderbaum, like an Isaiah Likely. All of those guys, if you extend them, it takes away from that cap space, okay? And so you're going to need money to make those extensions. Thank you, Reed. Rashad Bateman in that list as well. All 5 of those guys, that takes up cap space when you extend them. I think all 5 of those guys, you're going to want them to be extended. Obviously, minus Rashad Bateman because he just got extended last week. But for Jones, Linderbaum, Hamilton, and Likely, I could see all 4 of those guys happening within the next calendar year. And so if you save up and add $15 million of cap space this year from extending Lamar Jackson, that's going to help you with all of those guys. You want the Ravens to extend Lamar? If you do, let me know by liking today's video. Hit that thumbs up button if you want more years of number 8 in black and purple in M&T Bank Stadium. Let me know by liking today's video. Up next, the general manager for your Baltimore Ravens, Eric DeCosta, speaks on Lamar Jackson, speaks on the Lamar Jackson extension and kind of where that is as we currently sit. Before that, I need you guys to go somewhere for me. Chatsports.com/Lamar Jersey is where I need you at because you can find that for 20% off. That's right. 20% off. You heard me correctly. Was $100. Now it's only $80. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to find this deal in August and September. So if you want to get fitted, if you want to get right, if you want to look awesome in M&T Bank Stadium or anywhere in the Charm City, get this jersey and do it as quickly as you can because this deal's not going to last forever with free shipping as well. $80. Chatsports.com/Lamar Jerseys where you got to go. Support us, support your Ravens, support our friends at Fanatics, all by going to that link, which is in the comments and description of today's video. All right, let's hear from our bald general manager, shall we? Eric DeCosta spoke about a Lamar Jackson extension and where they're currently sitting on the numbers and everything you could expect. Here's from the GM. He said, we've had some conversations before the draft, after the draft, in person last week. I think we're in the introductory sort of stage of looking at what an extension might look like. Now, from hearing from Eric DeCosta, from running the numbers over with you guys, and from what I know of this organization, I think this gets done before the season, but I don't think it's going to get done anytime within the next couple of weeks. What I need you to look out for is today. Is Lamar Jackson present for mandatory minicamp? Okay? If he's not, then that'll be pretty interesting because that means he'll be, I guess, not really holding out, but possibly holding out for that new contract. But that's what you got to look for. Now, I think he'll be at mandatory minicamp regardless of where he sits financially, he's still got years left on his contract, right? He's not going into a final year or anything like that. He's still financially secure for a while. And like Eric DeCosta said, they're in the introductory stages of having those contract talks, those extension talks. But if he doesn't, what that tells me is, as in like if he doesn't skip, if he's there, or excuse me, if he doesn't go, these extension talks are much more serious than I thought they were. Okay, I feel like they're preemptive as of right now, trying to get ahead of the curve. And so if he doesn't show up there, they're a little bit more serious to him than I would have thought they were. But if he does, they're happening. The talks are, but they're not dire. Like, they're not like we have to hash this out in the next week or two, or this whole thing's going to blow up. So keep an eye out for it later today. My take, at the end of the day, extending a quarterback earlier rather than later usually proves to be a great decision by a front office. Honestly, extending a player earlier rather than later, usually, if you have confidence in that player. I'm not saying just extend everybody super early, but let's talk about the Cowboys, okay? Because they gave two really good examples in the last 5 years of waiting too long to do a deal for someone. Dak Prescott, they waited too long. The entire offseason. They did it the first day of the regular season, and now he gets paid $60 million a year. Think back to 2019, a long time ago. Ezekiel Elliott, after 3 years, his first 3 years in the National Football League, signs a 6-year, $90 million deal because Dallas waited too long. Jerry waited too long. Zeke and his agent had him over a barrel, took advantage of him. I don't want that to happen to Baltimore. Get it done early. You've seen Lamar Jackson win 2 MVPs. He should have won a third last year. You know who you have. Pay him. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We do this thing daily. We'll also be live later today. So make sure to turn on those notifications. That way you can join us, and we'll see you later.